Version 3.4 has just arrived for Genshin Impact, and honestly, it has led to a lot of fun. I am digging both of the new characters, but today we're going to be talking about the Dendro daddy himself, Mr. 8-Pack, aka Dendro Kaching, aka Alhaitham. Yes, Alhaitham is really, really good. We're going to talk about how you should build him, what you should consider when using him in teams, and quite frankly, just how good he is, because I'm actually very, very happy with how he came out. So, without any further delay, let's go ahead and get things started. Now, as you can see here, we do have Mr. Dendro Daddy. Yes, he is right here in the flesh. And as you can see, my spread for him is pretty dang good. We got about almost 500 elemental mastery. We have 57 crit rate, 182 crit damage, which honestly, I thought would be way too low, but you'll see why I'm happy with him. And of course, you get the Dendro damage bonus between his cup, which we'll talk about here in the artifacts, and also between his level up ascension skills. Now, let's go ahead and talk about weapons really quick. So the Black Sword is the best 4-star weapon in my personal opinion for him to run. And the reason why I say that is because he's got two things going for him. One, for me, crit rate. You need the crit rate for him because critting is going to be fantastic with him, and you'll see a little bit in one of the teams, because my god, I ran this team with just haha, this isn't going to be that good. It's that good. I have to tell you right now, it was so much fun. But I digress. So what's really cool about the Black Sword here: increases damage dealt by normal and charged attacks by 40%. Additionally, regenerates 100% of attack as HP when normal and charged attacks score a critical hit. That's why you want that crit rate high, because he can stay on the field longer and you don't have to worry too much about it. Honestly, for 5-star weapons, you could run the likes of his sword, which if I remember correctly, what was the name of that sword? My apologies in advance, guys. I want to make sure that I don't say something wrong. So Light of Foliar Sanction, which is a really, really good one-handed sword, obviously, and it's specially tailored for our boy. We have the Primordial Jade Cutter, which is another great 5-star, and of course the Mist Splitter's Reforged, another really great 5-star weapon for him to wield. But 4-star weapons, you could run stuff like the Iron Sting and Black Cliff Longsword. So I would definitely say, personally, the Black Sword has worked so well for me in this damage testing. Now, big shout out to the community, which, by the way, you could click on the link down below for the Discord, for letting me get my Alhaitham up to level 90. This was a pain in the butt, but we did get him, and I'm really, really happy about that. So now, let's go ahead and dive into artifacts. I'm going to tell you first why I picked my set and what other sets that you could run. Now, this set, Gilded Dreams, is perfect for Alhaitham. 2-piece increases elemental mastery by 80 points, which you're going to need for his abilities. And then the 4-piece, within 8 seconds of triggering an elemental reaction, the character equipping this will obtain buffs based on the elemental type of the other party members. Attack is increased by 14% for each party member whose elemental type is the same as the equipping character, and elemental mastery is increased by 50 for every party member with a different elemental typing. Each of the aforementioned buffs will count up to 3 characters, and this effect can be triggered once every 8 seconds. The character who equips this can still trigger its effects when not on the field. Now, this is great because he is going to need that elemental mastery, and you want to team him up with at least some sort of character, or like some sort of different typing characters, because Dendro has become the best reaction, in my personal opinion, in all of Genshin Impact. Now, some other sets that you could run with our boy here. Let's go ahead and talk about the Gladiator set. Yes, you can run Gladiators, and I'm not saying that it is the most opportunity to do your most damage, but I will say that it's definitely one of those ones that if you're a free-to-play player and you don't get a lot of resin runs and you have a lot of Gladiators pieces on the side, this is definitely one to think about. But it is a boring set. That's why I yawned. But attack plus 18% on the 2-piece and the 4-piece if the wielder of the artifact set uses a sword, claymore, or polearm, increase their normal attack damage by 35%. It's not bad, but it's definitely not one I would recommend. Now, another set you could use is one of the other newer sets, which is, of course, the Deepwood Memories. Now, Deepwood Memories increases Dendro damage by 15% on the 2-piece, and the 4-piece, after elemental skills and bursts hit opponents, the target's Dendro resistance will be decreased by 30% for 8 seconds. I would suggest this one as the second best set because your boy is Dendro. It makes the most sense. So, and the only other one that I've seen people use is the Flower of Paradise Lost. I can't really give too much insight on that, so I'm not going to act like I know because I don't use that set on anybody. So that's just it. Now, the biggest things that you guys should focus on when you're doing your artifacts, obviously your HP and attack for these two. Your sands should be elemental mastery. You should definitely be making sure that you at least get an elemental mastery sands, because your elemental mastery is going to be what helps you with your abilities, which we'll talk about here in a bit. For your goblet, Dendro damage bonus. Pretty simple, self-explanatory. As you can see, mine rolled pretty decent. I was very, very happy with how he rolled. And then, of course, for your circlet, you want to either go crit rate or crit damage. In my personal opinion, I went crit damage because, again, 62% extra crit damage is something that I just can't, like, go away from. The certain artifacts or certain artifact attributes that you should focus on, your main ones are crit rate, crit damage, because he is a DPS. Your other one, which is almost just as good, is EM, because EM is going to be that helper with his abilities. Now, after that, you could do attack percentage or ER. I chose ER mainly because I wanted to make sure to get my burst up as much as I possibly could. So that is why I went with ER on a lot of these artifacts instead of focusing on attack percentage. Now, the big, why did I do that? Go back. Now, constellations are pretty decent. I went with a C0 because I always do a C0 showcase. So I think that, you know, this is the best bet. Talents, as you can see, I have not leveled up talents yet. And there's a reason why. It's because I think that it's really difficult to decide on talents with him. I think the best bets are normal attack and skill, followed by your burst, because your skill is going to give you that Dendro damage bonus, followed by your normal attacks being what you use. Let's go ahead and talk about the skill really quick. For the skill, rushes forward, dealing Dendro damage to nearby opponents. When the rush ends, causing a chisel light mirror to form. Holding the skill will cause it to behave differently. Enters aim mode to adjust the direction of Alhaitham's rush attack. Now let's go ahead and talk about what else it could do. When the skill is unleashed, Alhaitham will generate one chisel light mirror. If there are no mirrors at the time, he will generate one additional mirror. Chisel light mirrors will have the following properties. When he possesses chisel light mirrors, Alhaitham's normal charge and plunging attacks will be converted to Dendro damage. This cannot be overridden. When attacks of the aforementioned kind hit opponents, the chisel light mirrors will unleash a projectile attack that deals AoE Dendro damage. That's why you want to focus on the Dendro damage part of him, because it's fantastic. And because of the fact that you're infusing Dendro damage just like Kaching does in your normal attacks, it makes the most sense. Your burst, pretty simple. I wouldn't say don't put into it, but I would say mainly focus on your normal attacks and skill. But his burst creates a particle binding field that deals multiple instances of AoE Dendro damage. If chisel light mirrors exist when this ability is unleashed, all such mirrors will be consumed and increase the number of damage instances dealt. 2 seconds after the ability is unleashed, if 0, 1, 2, 3 mirrors were consumed, Alhaitham will generate 3, 2, 1, 0 new mirrors in turn. So it's really, really nice to have this little mirror thing with him, but let's go ahead and do some real quick ascensions. All right, so as you can see here, I did take the time to actually level them all up to 7 because I think that's the best bet. Honestly, your main focus should be these two, but I had more than enough to do 7 across the board, and I think 7's a lucky number anyway, so whatever. Anyways, this is his first passive, his Ascension passive. When Alhaitham's charge or plunging attacks hit opponents, they will generate one Chisel Light Mirror. This effect will be triggered once every 12 seconds, so that's how you get your extra Chiseled Light Mirrors. And then this is his 4th Ascension passive, by the way. Each point of Alhaitham's Elemental Mastery will increase the damage dealt by projectile attacks and particle field filters of Phenomia. That's what it is. By 0.1%. The damage of both aforementioned abilities can be increased by the maximum of 100% this way. So if you have 1,000 points into Elemental Mastery, you'll get that 100%. Now, what I want to talk about first is these teams, because I think that the teams are going to be awesome. This is my companionship team. Don't worry about that. This team right here surprised me, but we'll get to them in just a bit. The first team I kind of want to show off is this Bloom team because it was a lot of fun, but at the same time, I feel like it's kind of pushing it. Now, bear in mind, I'm not the best with Bloom, so understand that this isn't going to be, in my opinion, the case that's going to give it like a lot of, you know, how do I want to word this? It's not going to give it the best bet, but you're going to see exactly what this could do. So I'm going to go ahead, get Kokomi out there. I'm going to go ahead and get this going. There we go. Now let's go ahead and get this damage going. Now, as you can see, we're getting Bloom. Or we were getting Bloom. There we go. Got some Bloom going. Now, the reason why I'm not too hard pressed about this Bloom, like as you can see, is that I don't think Bloom damage does really good for our boy. And the reason why I'm saying that is, as you can see, the damage was not that great in that short span of time. And you want to make sure that you're getting enough damage going as it goes. So we're going to go ahead and come back with a new team. Now, as you can see, we are back, and I have this Bergeron kind of combo with Alhaitham, Xingqiu, Bennett, and Thoma, my boy. Now, what you may know is that my Bennett is C6. Woe is me, I'm sad. But, hold on. Ooh. But what makes this really, really good is that Alhaitham does not get overridden on Dendro. So this is kind of perfect. And the reason why Toma's here is because Toma is going to projectile his little flame bursts. And so this is going to work great for Bergeron. So let's go ahead. Let's get this going. I want to get his stuff ready to go. There we go. Got energy right there. I want to get Toma ready to go. And then we can go ahead and get started on this because you guys are going to love this. All right, here we go. Much better damage, especially since we're getting that Bergeron combo off. We're doing really, really good, and it's still going. Now, as you can see, I'm getting that healing from the black sword. And it works really, really well. I was actually very surprised with how this Bergeron type team did because of the fact that you're getting that constant Bergeron effect. You're getting Xingqiu's off-field DPSness going. You got the constant Dendro with the mirrors and Bennett's attack boost, which was fantastic. So I give this team a solid B. It did really, really well. Now this next team, I had blinked and it was over with. Alhaitham, Raiden Shogun, Nahida, Zhongli. Zhongli's just there for shields, and you can already know why Nahida and Raiden Shogun are there. It's going to help out with your Quicken or Aggravate type team. So let's go ahead. We're going to go right into Masanori, and I'm going to show you exactly why this is so cracked. All right, so let's go ahead and activate Zhongli's shield. We're going to get Nahida going. Get that. And then look. Oh my god. And just like that, it was over. Alhaitham is absolutely crazy on this team, especially since all you really need to do for this team is activate Nahida right there with her skill and activate Raiden Shogun with her skill. And then you're just constantly getting all of the Dendro damage you need from Alhaitham. It's absolutely bizarre how well this team works. So I give this a solid A+. Fantastic team. As you saw, blink of an eye, basically everything was done. We just had to wait for the next one. Let's go ahead. I want to show it off as not just a fluke because this, it's so much fun to do this. And I just want to show it off one more time. Come on, there we go. All right. So just like we did before, Zhongli, get Dendro application. Get the Electro. Oh my gosh. Okay, this time I'm having a little bit tougher time because he's blocking. We're gonna go ahead and activate these again. It's just bonkers. And yeah, I almost died there, but at the same time, if you're just going for rushing damage, he does it perfect. Overall, I had my expectations set very low for Alhaitham, but I'm very, very happy with how he turned out. So I'm very happy to say Alhaitham is a great DPS option, especially for a Dendro DPS who's going to help you with reactions. Pair him up with characters like Raiden Shogun, Yaimiko, Fischl, and you're gonna have a wonderful time. And Nahida is a great partner in the Dendro aspect because you're gonna get that constant Dendro application. So again, Alhaitham's great, he has great teams, and I can't wait to see what he could do in the future. Now, if you guys like the content, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. And let me know, did you guys enjoy, this video? I really want to know. And obviously, did you pull Alhaitham? I would love to hear you guys, hear you guys' summons. So definitely let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And as always, guys, we will catch you all in the next video. Please take care and be safe.